Coming up on How Do They Do It? How do they supply our power-hungry cities with electricity? And how do they operate the world's biggest barge crane? We take you around the world to show you how on How Do They Do It? Electricity powers the modern world. Without it, industry and transport would grind to a halt, and cities would be plunged into darkness. In America alone, over 15,000 power stations generate almost 4 trillion kilowatt-hours of electricity every year. But ensuring all that power arrives where and when we need it is a logistical nightmare. So, how do they do it? It's 8 a.m. in Philadelphia, and Tom Keyser is on his way to work. Unlike most people, Tom's office isn't in a tower block several hundred meters up. It's actually several floors down in a huge, high-security underground bunker. The reason for all this security is this is the heart of the electricity power grid, and Tom is part of a team who are responsible for ensuring 51 million people across 13 different states are kept supplied with the power they need.
We take, all kinds of actions to make sure that the system won't be put in jeopardy.
This central control room is manned 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Up to 50 people work here at any one time, monitoring this vast board, which shows the output of over 1,000 different power stations. Their job is to make sure the stations deliver power to the main grid exactly at the moment it's needed. As demand goes up, they need to switch more stations online. As it goes down, they have to take stations offline. Too much or too little power, and the entire electricity supply system will fail, and 51 million people will be without power. It's a difficult balancing act when things go as expected. But barely 10 minutes after Tom has arrived, he's faced with a sudden problem.
Major unit just tripped offline out in the western part of the system. We didn't get a phone call yet for the reason why it tripped.
With a major power station no longer supplying its share of power to the grid, there's now a shortage of electricity. It's up to Tom and his team to act fast to find a way to make up for the shortfall. But this isn't the only problem. 500 kilometers away, a tropical storm is blowing in from the south, and before it hits, there's a major stretch of cables in need of urgent repairs. These high-voltage lines are kept apart by a series of spacers which prevent them from touching and causing a short circuit. But these spacers have become old and worn, and the approaching high winds could cause them to fail, allowing the lines to touch and blacking out an entire district. The trouble is, they can't simply turn off the power to go and fix them, or they'll leave thousands of people without electricity. Fortunately, the power company has the answer in the form of one MD-500 helicopter and its fearless crew, pilot Tracy Albrecht and lineman Dwayne and Spider.
I've been doing it 20 years now. It's kind of a lot of fun job. I worked at a power company in Florida for 19 years as a lineman before that, and thought that was the best job in the country until I found this one.
Quite why Spider thinks he's got a top job is frankly a mystery, because every day Spider risks his life by clambering onto live power cables, carrying enough electricity to instantly turn him into a smoking lump of toast. All that protects him from meeting a shocking end is his skill and a very special set of overalls. These overalls are called hot suits, and their magic ingredient is steel thread woven into the fabric. In theory, the steel thread in the suit will conduct the electricity more efficiently than Spider's body. So when he touches the cables, the power will flow around him and not through him.
The dangers in this is not having it electrically connected. You'll see I put on my hot socks to begin with, which has the steel thread through those. And those I will go ahead and bond to my pants, and that's enough to have that flow of electricity flowing over top of you and not sitting there and eating you up with static electricity.
Spider knows that if he gets anything wrong at this stage, he'll wind up doing more than just blowing his socks off. Pilot Tracy also dons a hot suit because when they make contact with the line, the helicopter and everything in it will be energized by the same 500,000 volt charge.
Secure it.
Even with all their precautions, there's no getting away from the risks of the job. Just a week ago, a crewman was killed in a crash a few hundred kilometers away. With the team booted and suited, the ground crew prepare the chopper with a special platform, which is electrically connected to the aircraft's body. First up is Dwayne, and once he's safely harnessed to the platform, they're finally ready to take to the sky. They know that any lapse in concentration now could prove fatal.
Everybody ready? Ready.
It's up to Tracy to maneuver the chopper as close as he can. It's a perilous procedure. A sudden gust of wind could easily push them into the cables with catastrophic consequences. As they draw closer, Dwayne must use a special metal wand called a hot stick to electrically bond himself and the aircraft to the lines. If he gets this wrong, the power could arc across and simply knock them